Today I'm going to be going over Jiu-Jitsu and what it really is. Okay, first, does anybody actually know what Jiu-Jitsu is? No? Not bad.
It's a martial art, right?
Yeah, so it's a type of martial art. It's very different than most. It's a modern martial art with ancient roots. And unlike other martial arts that focus on strikes and kicks, Jiu-Jitsu focuses on close contact grappling. So it's a lot more of like a ground kind of a fighting style. The misunderstanding about Jiu-Jitsu. If you watch UFC, Jiu-Jitsu is actually about 40% of the actual fight. When you think about a fight, the majority of people think about punching and kicking, but Jiu-Jitsu is what really happens when you take the fight to the ground. My perspective. So I've been doing Jiu-Jitsu for over a year now, and Jiu-Jitsu has taught me lessons on and off the mat. One big thing is respect that I've learned in Jiu-Jitsu. When you're getting on the mat, you obviously bow, you thank your professors all the time. You kind of build that very good connection, and the sport relies on respect, which is really cool. Another cool thing about the sport is that you shake everyone's hand after the session to show respect again. And I've also made a lot of really close friends through Jiu-Jitsu. Is the sport dangerous? So this is a very controversial topic. It can be dangerous, but if you practice it right, it's not very dangerous as long as you're doing it safely. Technique is a big thing about being safe, because if you're going hard and you're trying to just kill someone and you're just way too aggressive. I don't know if you guys know who Charles Oliveira is, but that's him in a UFC fight. And obviously, he's trying to win the title fight. So that's called an arm bar, and he's kind of bending his arm out of place until the guy taps. And so what that can do is obviously, give you permanent nerve damage for the rest of your life. So it can be dangerous, but usually when you're just practicing on the mat, in a facility, it's very safe. There's a tap method where you tap as soon as you feel pain. And yeah, I believe the sport teaches you new things, but it's also not something that you want to hurt when you're practicing. And another cool fact is the sport will give you a very high heartbeat per minute, because how fast the sport actually is. Would I recommend this to anyone? 100%. I would. Male or female, small or big, it does not matter. Back where I train in Argyle, which is my hometown, there's a lady who I train with who has no hands or no feet. And she's been training for the past 3.5 years, and she's really good. It's kind of surprising, but it kind of just comes to show how you don't really need, everything to be good at the sport as long as you practice. It's also a really good way to get your cardio in. I joined actually because I was looking for a new way to defend myself and just, get some nice cardio, and then I kind of fell in love with it there. So this is how the belts work. So it goes in a stripe order. So you'll start off with white and then go to blue, purple, brown to black. And on every belt, you'll get a stripe. Depending on how much you practice, you'll get a stripe every about, 3 months. So it takes a while to kind of climb up the ladder in belt rankings, but that's part of the sport and what makes it so fun. Self-defense. If you're looking for a great way to defend yourself, Jiu-Jitsu actually is one of the best and most safe ways. According to Zebra Defense, Jiu-Jitsu is one of the best ways to defend yourself. This being said, if one opponent knows more about Jiu-Jitsu than the other, all he has to do is take the fight to the ground and it's over. By learning chokes, takedowns, and body submissions, I can easily agree that I feel a lot safer knowing these things. The process. Jiu-Jitsu is not just something you get good at overnight. It's an ongoing process in which you have to continually practice to become better. After a year of training, I feel confident against beginners, but most black belts have been training for over 20 years. So I plan to continue training, and I would definitely recommend Jiu-Jitsu to everybody in this room. It's safe, it's fun, it's good for you, and here are my sources. Thank you.